What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Simba Sports Hub, man, where we talk, y'all already know, all things Washington Commanders football. And yes, today is Victory Monday. This is our post game review. This is where we going to talk how we felt about the game, what went on. We're going to talk about the injuries. We're going to talk about the jersey retirement. It's a lot to unpack, man. But before we get into everything, man, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all like this video right here. And also make sure y'all drop a comment, man. Tell me how y'all felt about the game. Tell me how y'all felt about the injury. Um, Tell me how y'all felt about, putting another great Washington, at the time, Redskin, and Daryl Green in the rafters. But yeah, man, y'all talk to me in the chat, man. Let's converse. Let's talk about it. Y'all know this is a safe space. You can talk your shit, pop your shit. Tell me how you feel. Tell me I don't really get in my feelings too much. But I'm gonna call you out if I think you wrong. But nah, your opinion is your opinion. I ain't going too much go against that. But before we get into yesterday's victory, big victory, 40-7. I don't know when the hell the last time we put up goddamn 40 points on anybody. I can't even call the specific game that it happened in. And we have now failed to, I mean, not failed, but we have now gotten to 5-2, and we are 3-0 at home, y'all. We are 3-0, man. That is, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna get into it when I get into it. But man, hey, I was supposed to drop my prediction and review before this game, but I do have some good news. Is that me and my wife was expecting our second daughter, and she decided that she wanted to come on Friday night. And your boy had to lock in. I had to get into the hospital. I was in the hospital over the weekend, Friday. I think. Yeah, Friday. All the Friday. Oh, was it Thursday? No, I forgot when my baby was born. Whenever the 16th was. Yeah, I'm still trying to get back to normalcy. Thinking about the times and the days. But yeah, man, I couldn't put out my video because I was having the birth of my second daughter, and but now that is said, I was able to get home to sit in my own, relaxing chair and watch my 70-inch TV over there on the wall. And I was able to root for our Commanders from home. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Starting off, I don't know if it's because of the birth of the new baby. I was excited. I was my normal excitement, but I just wasn't that excited until we kicked off and we, started on defense and what happened. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, man, we first gonna start off with Jaden Daniels' injury, man. Where do I start at with this, man? Seeing my man Rio live, I tuned into his channel as he was talking about the game, reviewing the injury, and I can just see the fluttering of Commanders fans that was like at and Raw, like they was upset, just very upset that he got hurt. And I'm just like, man, y'all gotta know injuries is a part of the game of football, man. We are not going to protect this guy from getting hurt or getting hit or getting injured. Injuries happen. Yes, do we want them? No, what the hell we don't. We want everybody to stay healthy, but injuries are a part of this violent sport that we, us as fans love. So I can't overly. When he got hurt, I was like, dang, I could tell he was hurt just by him grabbing his chest. All I could say was, man, I hope he is not nothing serious. And I seen some of the fans like, oh, here we go, RG3 all over again. I just got off the phone with my buddy, man. We pretty much do like a recap of the game. And he's still under this old regime, we can't have nothing nice. Our QB's getting hurt, and I just had to say, man, hey, Ivan, chill out, chill. This ain't that. This ain't the old regime, man. This is a new beginning, man. And yes, I don't want to see JD get hurt, but him being a mobile quarterback, yes, he's more acceptable to putting himself in harm's way of getting hurt. And let's just call it the run. The call was immaculate. That was a great call. Um, uh, RPO. They actually bit on the running back, and he was able to escape backdoor. Was able to seal off the cornerback, and he took it for about 40 yards, 50 yards. I asked my guys. I was still in the chat, with my homeboys, all my good fellas, that's fans of other teams. I'm like, man, if we were to be overly critical, what could he have done to prevent this, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all thoughts then wore off with me just a little bit, like just a little bit of like being overly concerned about this dude when he scrambles out the pocket, and that's not. I don't my initial mindset was I don't mind him scrambling. I want him to scramble because guess what? Those off script plays has helped us be the number one scoring offense in the NFL. Just calling a spade a spade. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Him, the unorthodox, the off script runs that he has made this season so far has all been him being mobile and outside the pocket. After he took that hit against New York, we seen him, lock in like, hey man, I can't take these type of hits. These are the hits that everybody was afraid of me taking. And I think he learned from that. And then we started to see him slide. Everybody was like, oh, he can't slide. He proved us wrong that he can slide. And then I'm not worried about him getting hurt outside the pocket. I'm not worried about him getting hurt inside the pocket. I'm not thinking about injuries. And I think we jinxed ourselves. I'm going to say it. I think our fan base and everybody that just was, oh, we just hope he don't want to be another RG3. We need to keep him in the pocket. We jinxed our fucking selves because he actually got hurt. He got hurt. And I don't think the injury is that major. At about 3:00, we're gonna hear from Dan Quinn. Hopefully, he gives us a little bit of an update on how he's feeling and what the injury may truly be labeled as. To me, it looked like a rib injury. It just looked like he might have been bruised. But again, I'm not gonna speculate because I am not a certified doctor. I am just a fan speculating at this point. So don't take this to heart. But yeah, I think we jinxed ourselves, man. And I told my man, I was like, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fans that kept preaching. Oh, we don't want nothing. The motherfucker got hurt. And now he got hurt. And the shit didn't sit well with me at the beginning, but then I had to quickly next man up. And I'm not saying Marcus is him, but hey, man, we still got a game to win. We still got a game to play. Yeah, the game was kind of getting out of hands anyway, but I was impressed by how Mariota came in. Yeah, he had a shaky first 2 series or so, but then he started to settle in and he started to make completions with the receivers. And he was taking what was there. They still ran RPO. It seemed like nothing. Cliff didn't dial nothing back. He kept the offense as the same. It was still up tempo. We were still running RPO, type of plays. It nothing looked like it changed, but man, major shout out to Jaden Daniels because he came out. Um, and I don't think we needed him to finish the game because of how Marcus Mariota was playing and our defense was playing stout. I don't think even if he was healthy enough to come back and finish the game, I don't think we should have let him play. And like I said, the old regime, the old guys that was there, the RG3, the Mike Shanahan, all those Jay Grudens and all the old people that was going through that time. Yes, they probably would have tried to. Dan Snyder would have came down in there and said, "Hey, bro, can you think you can go? We trying to trying to keep the views up on the TV for the TV deal that we got. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but no, man. I'm happy we kept him out. I'm happy he sat, and when he came out, he gave the crowd a thumbs up, man. He waved to the crowd to let y'all motherfuckers know everything is going to be okay. And I know one of the big speculations that came out was his mom, who I learned is his agent. I guess I seen that. I don't know if that's true or not, but his mom, pretty much tweeted out, he's fine. And I had asked my homeboy, I was like, man, do we really believe her? Because again, y'all have fucked up my mind so bad that I automatically thought about, man, this RG3 father, like, man, he just lying. He just because again, all the way coming into us drafting him, coming into the draft is he's a small frame guy. He shouldn't be taking these type of hits. Um, and let me talk about this real quick. I don't think that hit was a a notion to what everybody was saying about him coming into the NFL. That hit that he took, if you really look at it, because I didn't even see it the first time. I had to watch the replay. When they showed it, he was actually trying to get down. He was actually trying to get out of harm's way. It's just that the way that he got down, it hurt him. You know what I'm saying? The guy, he was trying to stiff on one guy and then go down. But then as he was trying to go down, the guy dove dove on top of him, which made his body crunch up a little bit, which probably caused the rib injury or the chest injury, whatever you wanted to label it as, and made him roll up. I'm not going to test that to him just taking a violent shot or a bad shot or taking hits, unnecessary hits. I said if we want to be overly critical, yeah, he should have just went down. Or I heard some people say, "Hey, brothers, keep running. Just try to outrun him as fast as you can." But again, I'm not going to play the what he should have done. He did what he did, and he got hurt while doing it. I'm not going to tell him to go out here and be timid when playing the quarterback position because it's a violent game, bro. And he has for the last 4 to 5 weeks he has shown us that we are a number one scoring offense and number one threat offensively because of his a lot of his off the script runs that he's had, major third downs, picking up big yardage, like getting us into the red zone with his runs. Excuse me. So I'm not going to hold that up on him, man. I'm not going to put too much on it. Again, I hope it's just a bruised chest. Everybody's saying, "Oh, you got to send him next week. We got," but again, I know because we didn't made this whole Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels, him being the player of the week last week, all that media bullshit that's been talked about. I'm gonna say this, and this is my take on it. If he is 100% healthy, and what I mean by that is there is no hesitate, there's no like him trying to throw, there's no him trying to run up and down the field, like he can go through his normal day to day with no hesitations, no hiccups. I think he should play. I think he should play this Sunday. And the only reason why I say that is because, and I'll get into the preview later, but this is just my. We're 5-2 right now. We are currently looking like a playoff team. And we're looking like a playoff team. Yeah, you got to think about seeding and things like that. Us in the division. And NFC wins matters. Us winning in the NFC right now matters because when it comes down to like playoff seeds and all that kind of stuff, that gives us an upper notch versus us playing that's an AFC. I'm gonna say NFC. Against NFC teams, playing against the Ravens and sitting B Rob, my man said, "Well, we didn't play B Rob." I said, "That's an AFC team. Those losses or wins help. The wins help us. Don't get me wrong, but the losses don't really hurt us as much as the NFC loss would hurt us." So we already took one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, Outside of that, we didn't won the NFC games that we didn't play. Now I think it's only been two. Yeah, I think no 3. But anywho, I think this game does matter outside of the fucking Caleb Williams number one draft pick, number one overall draft pick versus number 2. Outside of that, I'm thinking about playoff potentials. If he is 100% healthy, let him play. If there's any hesitations, if there's any setbacks, if he's not 100% clear to play, and the doctors don't clear him, sit him. Let us run with Marcus Mariota for this week, and we gonna rock out with number 18. I know everybody say, "No, we go with Jeff Driscoll, man. I like him over here." Look, Marcus Mariota against the Carolina Panthers, who we know suck, or not a good team right now, or hasn't been in the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who we go with because at the end of the day, we win or we lose. That loss would hurt us a little bit, not as much. And guess what? We go from being 5-2 and we 5-3. We still above 500. We still 2 games above 500, and we still got we let him rest and get back to 100% health. Don't rush it back, JD. Don't feel like you got it. Don't listen to this fucking fan base. I'm a part of it. I'm inherently a part of it. But just thinking about the past and how our quarterbacks rush themselves back from injuries, don't feel like you're inclined to rush back just to play against Caleb Williams. Please don't. We still got the Eagles to play twice. We still got the Dallas Cowboys to play twice. And we got a late ass bye. So I'd rather you take these games right here where they don't matter as much, but they do still matter. And I think, and I want you to rest up and get back to 100% healthy. With that being said, big major shout out to Daryl Green, jersey retirement, man. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. Hey, man, shout out to number 28, man. I did not know football as much as when you were playing. I was still a little kid in diapers, pretty much, or still running around. Breath smell like Similac, pretty much. But from the highlights that I seen and seeing how my dad talks about how good of a cornerback you was rightfully due your jersey being retired and that number to never be worn again, which it hasn't been, I don't think, since you have retired. But major shout out to Daryl Green and his family, man. Forever Washington, player and teammate and whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he's a major Washington guy. Always still around the stadium and around the area. Still doing major things in the DMV. Major shout out to you, and major shout out to all the alums that came out and supported and just showed up for the game, showed up for the team, spoke to the team. Hopefully, some of our players picked up some of their toolage, their tools and knowledge about the DMV area and about playing for us. But yeah, now let's get into this game, man, and how it started off. We know it started off with a bang. It started off scary because I was sitting here watching the game. Man, why the fuck is Andy Dalton, Red Carrot, Red Rocket, whatever they call his goddamn ass? They just was toting the ball down the field. I'm like, man, here we go. Here we go. Please don't tell me we are doing this shit again. And what? And soon as I know it, man, as soon as my questions start to come out, Andy Dalton was good old Andy Dalton, man. Threw a goddamn pick on a screen pass to I think it was Sanders, Miles Sanders. And Dante found he I don't know if he was trying to throw it in the dirt or throw it out the way because it was badly set up. The play wasn't set up the way how it was supposed to be. The screen wasn't set up good. And he ended up throwing it to Dante Fowler, man. He picked six that thing, made that running back move. Get off me. On Andy Dalton took that bitch for six. Him and Deron Payne escorted him to the end zone. And we started off the game with a pick six. And that was one of the biggest things that I heard Joe Witt preach about is like, man, we still got to get our hands on the football and create turnovers with interceptions. We didn't got a force fumbles. We didn't got sacks. We need to turn the ball over. I want to see us turn the ball over more with interceptions. So I got to give a shout out to Dante Fowler for that pick six, man. Major shout out to you. He had a pick six and he had a sack. I think he had a forced fumble too, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to look at the stats in a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the stats now. Yeah, so let me do this real quick because I didn't think that my webcam would be that far out the screen. Give me a second. Let me minimize me a little bit. I'm gonna move that down here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, much better. All right. So yeah, we're looking at the stats, man. Let's see real quick because I don't think he did. He record the. They don't show force fumbles here, do they? No. They don't show force fumbles, but I think we did get a force fumble. I think he did get a force fumble. Oh, there we do. Nope, that was our fumbles. Anywho, but yeah, major shout out to Dante Fowler, man. But we're gonna start off with the offense again. Jaden Daniels went 2 for 2, only had 6 yards throwing. But major shout out to Brian Robinson for coming back and running the ball violently. 12 carries, 71 yards, average 6 yards a carry. And with one rushing TD. Major shout out to him. Who else went off? Oh yeah, Jaden Daniels, that big run that he had, which was 46 yards, that kind of got him to the 50. Jeremy Nichols, man, he's been running the ball like he's been a very, very good compliment to Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson coming in, still being able to be that in between the nose type of runner. And he ran for 42 yards off of 7 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry. That's major. And again, everybody can play that. Oh, it's the Carolina Panthers. Fuck it, we did it. This is what you're supposed to do against these type of teams, and I've been saying that for years. Like when we was and we are good now, we kind of getting out of that a bad team narrative, right? We kind of surpassed that. Not being a bad team anymore. Being a bad team previously in years, I expected this type of dominance. You know what I'm saying? Teams like when we were bad, teams coming in the playoffs or we playing against other teams, I expected us to get beat like that. Like how we just beat these guys. Like that's what I expected. And I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Yeah, we dominated the game how we supposed to. So major shout out to McNichols. Austin Eckler, had a subpar game. Terry McLaurin, man, 6 catches, 98 yards. He almost touched another $100 game. Zach Ertz finally found his way into the end zone. And major shout out to the rookie Ben Sinnott with his first rookie touchdown, man, with a good play action by Mariota and him leaking out the motioning and leaking into the end zone and Mariota threw it right in there to him. Made a shout out. But that's Zach Ertz, man. That scramble by Marcus to scramble outside and fire it into the end zone like that. Major catch, major throw. Big shout out to him. Marcus Mariota went 18 for 23, 205, 2 touchdowns. And he was sacked 4 times. He had a 132 rating and a 65% QBR rating. Again, like I said, the first couple of possessions when Mariota came in, it was like, oh shit, here we go. He was looking a little, but I gotta give him his due. Like I gotta give him a chance to, bounce back and actually show what he can do. and he settled down. Like after like the third possession, he kind of settled down and kind of found some. I guess they was calling like some nice little drop off routes just to get him in motion, right? And he settled down and he had a phenomenal game, man. I gotta tip my hat off to the vet for coming in and being able to will us carry us over that finish line to that victory. What else we got? Who we got here? Noah Brown had a catch. De'Ami Brown had a catch. The kids had four. I mean, overall, I'll give our offense a grade of a minus. I still think there was some things that we missed on that we could have got better at. Um, but I gotta give him an A minus, man. I can't take much away from him. I give both sides the ball. I'm gonna say it now. Offense and defense played a flawless game. Both get A minuses. I can't give them an A plus because I think we should have put up 50 if you ask me. But yeah, man. Let's see what we got right here. Bobby Wag did his thing. Shout out to Mike Sanders, man. He was all over the field tackling yesterday. So I gotta give him a major shout out. Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu was Frankie Louvu. You can just tell that he was amped going against his old team. Major shout out to him. Dante Fowler, again, if anybody gets to play of the game, and I think he got the game ball yesterday too. Dante Fowler had a flawless game. But where I really want to point out and talk about, I know some of y'all are going to get on me for this. This guy right here, Emmanuel Forbes, caught a pick yesterday, and I'm gonna say it was mistiming between Dalton and the receiver and Deontay Johnson. I'm just gonna say it was just they were just off schedule with one another, and that happens sometimes. But the way if you see how Emmanuel Forbes was in trail technique with his, and it looked like a zone, but his back was to the sideline, and he was just reading the quarterback. He read the quarterback eyes. Deontay went out. Andy threw the ball inside, and Emmanuel broke on it, and I think it would have been. I think if Deontay was still there, if he went inside, it would probably been a pass breakup, maybe. I don't think it'd be a catch though, because the way that Emmanuel broke on that ball, and that's kind of what Joe Whitt been kind of wanting to see, us making the plays, reading it, and just reacting. Don't be afraid of getting beat. Don't be afraid of getting mossed or whatever, head top, whatever the new saying is. Like don't be afraid of that, bro. Make a play on the ball and live with the results. And he did that, and he actually found himself with a pick. So major shout out to him. Austin, we got ourselves a field goal kicker, man. Also went 4 for 4. His longest was a 49-yard field goal, man. I can't say nothing else about the guy. I cannot say nothing else about the guy. He played a flawless game. I can't. We got ourselves a kicker, man. Let's hope we can continue on with that. But yes, that led us to a 5-2 victory, man. We shut them out. I actually think we end up putting backups in towards the end of the game, letting some young guys get some reps and get some bump. Um, but yeah, man, major shout out to the Washington Commanders for coming out with the victory, 40 points. Again, I don't even know the last time we put up 40 points on a team in an NFL game. And I ain't talking about I'm talking about a dominant 40 points where it wasn't no shootout. It wasn't no back and forth. They got 30 or 38 and we had to score 40 to win. Nah, we put up 40 points and only allowed 7. So major shout out to the defense. Major shout out to the DBs. They actually played a much better game yesterday. I still don't think we are where we want to be. I still think that there are major steps that we need to take to get better. But again, like I say, all we can do is stack those good days and build upon it. And I think that if you hear some of the people that was talking in the locker room, some of the players, it's just a different feeling within the team and within the players. I ain't talking about the fans. I ain't talking about with the ownership. Players only, just hearing them talk, man. They are buying into what Dan Quinn and company are teaching and preaching, and I'm buying in. I'm bought in. Even with our quarterback going down, I did not lose faith in us losing the game, but I did was like, oh, it was a little worried because those first 2 possessions, but we actually bounced back and even overcame that. It's like they said, "Hey, JD, we got you, bro. You can sit this one out. We know what you can do. We know what you can do. We're gonna help you out." So I can only say, tip my hat off to them guys. And hopefully that as we gear up for next week, this gonna be a big game right here. Chicago been playing some good football, offense and defensively. Caleb Williams has been settling in, so we cannot take him lightly. So and we can't, and they got three good receivers or two. DJ Moore, who, if we want to talk about the last time we played against him on Thursday night, he barbecue chicken our whole DB crew. It wasn't just Emmanuel Forbes. I don't even think Emmanuel Forbes played that game, but he barbecue chicken everybody. And our safeties and our linebackers. He cooked everybody. Um, so we on a little bit of get back, with number two. And they got Keenan Allen, a vet that know how to get open and catch the ball. So this is gonna be a big game, a big test for our defense. I'm not taking the Bears lightly by any chance. We still got to come in and play dominant 4 quarters of football. I know we're gonna have moments, right? But we gotta overall play 4 quarters of dominant football with or without Jaden Daniels. And again, if he's 100% healthy, doctors cleared him. Coaches are saying that we are not seeing any setbacks or we're not seeing any hesitations. And him himself feels comfortable with playing, and he feels like he's ready to go. That is the only way I want to see number 5 on the football field. If not, we're gonna rock with number 18. We're gonna go in there with our best hand, and we're gonna go out. We're gonna come out that joint swinging. We're gonna come out there swinging haymakers, and we hoping. And what he showed us a little bit, even though it was against the Carolina Panthers, that he can still run the same offense as Jaden Daniels. He can still do it. He can still get outside the pocket. He still got enough, wiggle mobility to get out and make those unscripted plays, and that's going to help us out with a defense that's been playing fairly good. So again, man, major shout out to my guys, to my team. Shout out to the fans for showing up. If I think I had to look at it, I'm just gonna check it real quick. 63,000 in attendance, man. We packed that motherfucker out again. We showed up for our team, and we was behind them every step of the way. JD, get well, my brother. I hope you bounce back with 100% bill of health. I hope it's nothing major. I'm going to be tuning into the press conference when Dan Quinn come up and speak for Victory Monday. And hey man, I catch y'all on the next one. I will be doing my preview predictions. I'm also in the kitchen working, trying to whip up some overlay for the channel. Work on a new banner for the channel, man. Work on a new logo. So what y'all see behind me right now, man, it might change up. But yeah, I'm working on that. In the meantime, while I'm on this little maternity leave, making sure little mama, get settled in, at home. I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna be in the kitchen. I'm trying to run these numbers up on these videos. I'm trying to run up these subscribers because again, I love talking about my Commanders. I love talking football in general with my guys, my good men, and people outside. Our fan base is a little crazy. We get a little beside ourselves sometimes, and I don't mind having certain conversations with certain fans, but y'all be getting a little bit beside yourself. But anywho, man, I catch y'all on the next one. I'm out here. Be easy.